Rob, how you doing, man?
Oh man, I'm drinking some Diet Dr. Pee.
Wow.
I'm waiting and waiting for that sponsorship.
Any day now. Only diet.
Only diet. Nobody drinks full sugar soda anymore.
Not regular, not cherry. Dude, Jumpy lives for the full sugar soda. I don't know. Why not go zero?
At risk of making myself sound like an old grandpa, I really do enjoy like a full sugar soda as like a dessert. Like sit down with an ice cold can of like Barks root beer.
Ice cold can of pop here.
Oh,
fantastic. Like to treat myself.
There's so much sugar. It's so delicious. It's so good.
Dude, speaking of old guys, hocked up on too much sugar. Hocked up. I don't know. That's a verb.
Hocked up on Mountain Dew.
Hocked up. This guy's hocked up. He's got chutzpah. There was an older gentleman in the supermarket today. See, I thought he was talking to someone, but apparently they were a stranger. They didn't know them. And he was just yelling about how, and I have no interest in getting political at all, but yelling about how the president and the mayor is ruining the city and ruining this country. And I thought he was like talking to the woman next to him in the hummus section. No, she was just being like accosted by his words.
Oh no, by some random.
Yeah, and he was just throwing these words out into the air, just like doing laps around Stop and Shop. And then a guy he passed actually like chimed in, and the two of them were like talking at each other about the same topic, and it was kind of funny.
Were they on the same side of the argument?
They were.
Okay.
They were.
Imagine you need to get your political ideas out so badly that you accost some random in the supermarket.
Literally will accost any human being you
goddamn Sleepy Joe, man.
Ruining the country. The buses of migrants ruining this country. I'm like, oh man.
We're dropping them outside my house.
Yeah, I don't think so, dude. Not here. Get your papaya, Grandpa, and get out of here.
Your papaya.
Is there a hair on my? Or is that on the monitor? I can't even tell.
We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it in.
Did you hear that? Russia is like levying treason accusations against their rocket engineers. So Ukraine was gifted a bunch of like anti-air defense systems.
Yeah, the Patriot missile system, right?
Yeah, and it shot down like every single missile that Russia shot. Literally.
America.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I watched some of those videos this morning on Reddit.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And like they've been shooting down like hypersonic missiles and everything, and Putin is like, it's impossible to shoot down our hypersonic missiles.
It is impossible.
It's impossible. And every single hypersonic missile has been shot down.
Fucking dope. I love it.
Slava Ukrainian, am I right?
Why didn't we send those out 12 months ago? I guess it takes a while to ship. It's not like
you
can't just overnight the shit. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
They're pretty heavy. Delicate.
The freight cost on that must be out of this world.
It's hundreds of dollars.
Craziness. Literally. Dozens of dollars even.
So that's now that we got everybody up to date on current events, right? That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Russia.
Putin's a war criminal. Ukraine's doing great.
We've got asylum seekers, refugees, Overwatch 2.
Overwatch 2 PvE's canceled.
It was straight up. They had wasn't it like a dev live stream? And they were like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. Remember that trailer they put out in 2020?
What really pissed me off was like the Twitter post or the Facebook. I think it was on Twitter, but like they posted all over socials like, "Oh, join us for this this dev video or whatever, a dev update video, and find out like what's happening with PvE and like this and that."
I know.
It's like there is nothing happening with PvE. There is no PvE.
Oh my god.
This shit is donezo, man. I'm gonna see if I can find it while we're talking.
I mean, and the silver lining here is that one, we're not gonna be forced to pay for another part of a game or forced to like buy a new PvE pack, whatever, but they're going to add these story missions to the free to play Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
I saw a YouTube thumbnail today. It was like, what's the point of Overwatch 2? I was like, cuz there's no Overwatch 1. Like, I don't know. It's the only, if you want to play the game, that's your only option. That's the point.
Yeah, so like the consolidation of the player base, and then like basically forcing everybody over to the game that is basically that has a battle pass, which the first one didn't. A really aggressive, like store pricing, like all of that. Just even like now, would just definitely kind of drives home the point that this was just meant to be a cash grab, and like them to make more money by turning this into a live service and capitalizing on.
Yeah. Hey, they did it. I mean, I can't imagine they were selling too many copies of Overwatch 1 anymore. It was always on discount for like $20 anyway. So I am enjoying it though. It's fun, and I'll take the update and the new hero every 2-3 months.
Yeah. I wonder if they deleted or here it is. Yeah, so it says Overwatch 2, a look ahead. Join us as we share more details about everything we have planned for 2023, including new events, PvE, new heroes, new maps, and more.
Okay, but in their roadmap, they said we're gonna get the story missions. Was it by winter? I think the map went through almost to 2024.
Story missions show season 6.
We're in season 4. Okay, so it'll be a bit.
Yeah,
But I'm interested. You know what? We'll play it a couple times. It'll be fun. We'll get whatever achievements or incentives there are.
it just bothers me. They're like, join us as we share more details about what we have planned for PvE. What plans?
It's dead. It's dead.
There is no PvE.
The plan right now is to dig a 6-foot deep hole and just lower it in. That's like I'll never forget when the director of Breath of the Wild came out on that famous Nintendo Direct. What was that, in 2021? He's like, you're probably seeing me here and thinking there's news on Breath of the Wild 2.
You'd be wrong.
Well, I'm here to tell you there's no news.
See you next year, nerds.
See you later. Here's Skyward Sword, $60.
Oh my god.
Never forget. All right, cool.
Yeah,
so that's...
people are rightfully pissed off at Blizzard.
I mean, people are pissed off. I mean,
the whole point of taking everybody off Overwatch 1 for Overwatch 2 was like 90% because of PvE. They're like, we need to roll out Overwatch 2 so we can provide PvE experience and yada yada yada. And now they're like, we understand that we can't deliver what we promised you 4 years ago. And so we're scrapping that, and then that's it.
Yeah, dude, didn't that trailer come out in like January 2020 or something like that? I remember
Yeah,
I watched it at work with my friend. And we were both
something like
so
that, yeah.
hyped. Yeah.
Apparently, like insiders or whatever were saying that like there were rumblings of like the idea of doing PvE Overwatch back in 2017.
Yeah, I mean, they always messed around with it with like the Junkenstein Halloween events and stuff like that.
Yeah. So like the idea of giving us that PvE content that they've been, talking about, the idea of that began as far back as about 2017. And then they just decided to like just can it. Be like, nah, never mind. It gives, what it reminds me of is Anthem.
Oh.
Anthem came out, fucking bombed, and then BioWare was like, man, this shit sucks, so we're just going to completely revamp the game entirely and make, do like Anthem 2.5 and just like make it better and like re-release
and then they started,
it.
They're like, hang on, we need to pay all these people?
Yeah, we're like, wait, fuck it, we're done.
It turns out it's not profitable to work on a game no one's buying.
Yeah, to develop a game twice.
Yeah, and
after it flopped.
I thought this was kind of the strategy with Overwatch 2 as well, is to release the multiplayer early, and the money they generate from that, they're going to put that into the development of, I guess, the full game, which was what I thought was coming out. But I thought the full game was going to be like you had to pay for. Or I don't know, maybe they would do like another battle pass or a
Yeah.
They would find a way to milk us.
I mean, they probably do it like Halo Infinite. Multiplayer is like a free early access thing, and then you pay for the campaign.
How many concurrent players are on Halo Infinite right now?
Literally dozens, I would bet.
Dude, it's funny. When we were playing Halo 3 the other day, I was like, I'd like to try it. Average player says in the last 30 days, 2,800. I don't know if that's in total for the last 30 days or concurrent average, but that wouldn't be terrible. Oh, 3,600. Wow, more than I thought. More than Redfall.
That was less than Halo 3.
Wow, which is kind of insane.
Mm-hmm. That makes me sad, man.
Hey, maybe next time. Just give them another 6 years. They'll find a way to fuck it up. I would love to
Man,
know how much the director of this game was paid to work on it. You got to think he was probably working on Halo Infinite for like at least 4 years, at least making a six-figure salary, and just blew it, just fumbled. Oh my god, at the 1 yard line.
remember
Oh
when
well, rip.
game developers used to make good games? Remember when Bethesda used to make games that weren't Redfall?
It seems like ages ago, Rob. I feel like I was a different
Man,
person back then. Starry-eyed. I had the whole world ahead of me. Yeah.
happily playing a battle mage in Skyrim, and was like, you can only go up here from here, Bethesda.
Yeah.
You've made it.
Fallout 4 was good. Doom was good. Dishonored
I
was good.
disagree if Fallout 4 was good.
I mean, it had its issues. The story wasn't great, but it was a fun game. I don't know. I thought it had a lot going for it. Good DLC. Big open world. Cool setting in Boston. I don't know.
Boston.
The story just wasn't good though. They just couldn't.
No.
They couldn't stick the landing. Why is this evil institution that's kidnapping people and cloning them? Why are you doing it? Because we can.
And then they made Fallout 76, which was like not being facetious, was largely copy and pasted Fallout 4.
No, it was. I feel like
Yeah.
that's what started us down this road of. I feel like we get on this topic like every other podcast, like AAA studios releasing shit early and broken. Like that
Yeah.
was the one we were like, oh man, this is so bad. You know, this can't happen again. Like this can't possibly happen again.
I would honestly be okay with like AAA, like if they want to release these games, release them as early access for like $20.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna give us the exact same product as we would expect to come in an early access game, if you're giving us that same product at full price on launch day, Redfall, looking at you, like that's not okay.
Redfall.
Like if that was a $20 early access title, I wouldn't really be all that upset. I'd be like, okay, I'm done with this after the hour we played. Like, all right, done with that until they get that all sorted out. Maybe it'll be good by launch. But that was the launch. So
Redfall. Let's see. 217 players right now on Steam.
that's a lot more than I was expecting.
Oh man. that
It's
is
bad.
that
It's
is
bad.
216 more players than I thought. It's pretty bad.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
How's it
time
doing on
peak
Twitch.com?
6,000. I would. The only reason to watch this game is to hate on it. Like it's so bad. That's what you come for. It's like
That is the
it's like
content.
watching Tommy Wiseau's The Room. Redfall has 327 viewers on Twitch.
That's a lot of viewers.
Wow. It somehow has more viewers than players. Good for them.
They have a lot of streams up too.
Yeah. Good for them. Wow, just horrible. So
48 streams.
Rob, did we talk about Redfall on the? We did talk about Redfall last
Did we?
podcast. Yeah, we did. Because I was rewatching it with Jumpy. I also realized I curse so much. I was throwing out all the fuckity fuck bombs.
Quit fucking cursing, dude.
Dude, I'm gonna chill this week. I'm gonna be on my best behavior.
Wow, we mark him as explicit anyway, right?
I know, but like I don't know, it just gets old. You know, there's other words in my vocabularies.
They're sentence enhancers.
Right. But you don't want to overdo it. Like salt. I never know when it's enough salt. You know what I'm saying? Like I was browning some ground turkey today. I'm like salting. And then
Here's the thing: you can always add more salt later.
But then I just feel like it's too. I don't know.
Undersalt your food; it's fine. Salt it later.
I'm a chronic undersalter.
That's fine. I would rather you be a chronic undersalter than a chronic oversalter. Because like once there's too much salt in your food, like you can't do anything about it really.
I just like I dream about a day when I'm just like seasoning perfectly, you know?
It takes a lot of practice, man.
And I'm not cutting my
like
burger in
legitimately.
half with a spatula to see if it's medium. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like if you're not following a recipe that tells you like how much seasoning to put in, like just going at it by hand or like by eye, Takes a lot of practice.
Rob,
Like actually,
if there's something you need to know about me, it's that I don't follow recipes. And if I have to like build something, do something, and a little instruction booklet falls out of the package, that's going right back
Throwing it
into
out.
the box. Yeah. And that box is
Yeah.
going in the trash.
That's fair. Well, you just got to keep cooking, man. You'll get that. You'll get that cooking intuition.
That's what I want to do tonight. I made white people tacos tonight. Pretty good.
Ooh, I miss white people
Ground
tacos.
turkey, cheddar cheese.
I cheated and I bought a bunch of salad kits, and then I bought like pre-prepped frozen chicken.
Fine.
Throw the chicken in the microwave. Throw the chicken on top of a salad. Done.
Yeah. Dude,
The amount of soluble fiber your boy is eating
soluble. Sliding right through you, dude.
right through me.
Oh my god.
Cleaning out the pipes. You know what I'm saying?
Love it. Love it. When are my pipes going to be cleaned out? I don't know. I feel like my entire life is soluble fiber.
You gotta get you some insoluble fiber.
I never know. I never know. I can't find that balance. I don't know.
I mean, when in doubt, eat more fiber.
Yeah.
You can't really overdo it with fiber.
I've had multiple gastroenterologists tell me the same thing. They were like, yeah. just more fiber, dude.
Just eat
more fiber.
You know what's really good? Next time you go to the store, grab Fiber One bars, like the chocolate granola Fiber One bars.
They're good, but they're sugary.
They're delicious.
They're sugary though.
Well, then go get a jar of like Metamucil. I don't know.
All right. I don't stop over the counter medication shaming me, dude.
You need more fiber, dog.
I guess so. I said it to a doctor a couple months ago. Oh, like my tummy hurts. I was like, "Am I having too much fiber?" He's like, "That's not the problem.
That's not a thing.
That's not even close to the problem." Yeah, that's not a thing. That's never an issue for anybody.
So you're not gonna be able to see it because I don't have my camera on, but you'll see it in post.
I can hear it. Give me a little ASMR. What are you holding? What is that?
These are fiber gummies. Wow. Because I'm an old man.
Living in the future.
Just to prove that I've been eating them, you can see how empty the bottle is.
Mm-hmm. They sound hard, Rob.
I mean, they're stiffer than like gummy bears, but
where are you storing those? In a cool, dry place?
Yeah, dude, it's in a jar.
So. Okay.
It's cool and dry. But yeah, man, get you some you can get fiber gummies. Easy.
Fiber, dude.
Easy as that.
I'll tell you what, I found some lactose-free Greek yogurt, which of course is the most expensive of all the Greek yogurt. Yeah. But I just don't eat a lot of dairy. Like I don't know. I don't eat a ton of dairy. So I was like, all right, let me get the lactose-free. Bro, I've been pounding that in the morning with some acai bowls.
Dude, it's
chia seeds, some oatmeal, maybe like a banana in there, some peanut butter. Oh, it's been good.
Yeah, I've been doing yogurt, honey. So I'll do like yogurt down first, a little bit of drizzle of honey because it's unsweetened, just plain Greek yogurt. So do Greek yogurt, drizzle of honey, and then sprinkle granola of choice on top, and then slice up some strawberries. Boom. You got a breakfast on your hands there.
So good.
Delish.
Dude, I've been on the acai bowl kick. I got a big pack from BJ's. So good. I was just like, I wanted something like lighter for breakfast the other day. And I was like, oh, let me go to this place nearby. It's just like what's it called? Baja Beach? Baja Blast? I don't know. I fucking went in there.
Baja Beach.
Got like a big ass acai bowl with granola and honey and banana. It was fucking slamming, dude. And after that, I was like, we're going to BJ's. I need this every day. I don't know what's up with the acai. Apparently antioxidants.
What if I want my oxidants?
Then stay away from these smoothie bowls.
Blueberries, I don't fuck with them.
Oh. Dude, my lifeblood. If you cut me right now, it would be blue. So fucking good.
What are you, a horseshoe crab?
What? No, I'm a blueberry man.
I'm a blueberry.
I love them.
What are you, fucking Violet from Willy Wonka? You're turning violet, Violet. See what I did there? Just turning into a big old blueberry.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it.
You saw Willy Wonka.
Remember when Charlie's grandparents were so poor they all had to sleep in the same bed?
And then the second Charlie was like, hey, I got this golden ticket, old Grandpa Joe was like, hot damn, let's go. Polio? Never heard of her.
We're getting out of here. Good movie,
and
man.
Off they went.
When are we doing that for movie night? We got to do some Gene Wilder movies for movie night.
It's not a bad idea, actually.
It's so good.
You know, History of the World?
Oh, yeah. Blazing
the
Saddles.
Producers?
Dude, oh, shit. Yeah. Young Frankenstein?
Yeah, dude, they're doing a History of the World was it part 2, part 3?
Part 2. Didn't that come out already?
Maybe.
We're both typing as loud as we can.
Literally.
It's a TV series. Stop it.
Was it?
Sequel to the 1981
Yeah, 8
film.
episodes. I'm down.
Wow, when are we watching this?
I'm down.
What is this on? Hulu?
Hulu.
Wow. Awesome.
History of the World Part 1 was
Nick
phenomenal.
Kroll, Wanda Sykes.
Ike Barinholtz.
Okay.
Who else? JB Smoove, Johnny Knoxville.
Johnny
Josh
Knoxville
Gad.
in it? That's awesome.
It's got everybody.
Is that Jack Black?
Sure is.
Shit. All right, sign me up.
Danny DeVito.
Oh,
Taika Waititi. Kumail Nanjiani, Seth Rogen. Yeah, man.
dope. Yeah, let's watch this.
Stacked.
That sounds great.
I'm down.
Speaking of movies, you want to do a transition here? We'll
Let's
get
do
into
it.
the meat and potatoes of today's stream. Guardians of the
meat
Galaxy 3.
and potatoes.
So
Oh my god, it
we
was
missed
so
last
good.
week. It's on me. I had to work at 5 a.m. every day, and we were gonna shoot on Sunday. And then all of a sudden, I was like, I have to go to bed. I have to go to sleep, or I'm gonna die.
Sometimes you just got to go the fuck to sleep. You know?
And that's what I did. I'm still
Yeah.
I'm still recovering from last week, by the way.
That
like-
yeah, that's a hard schedule to like bounce back from. Like it's different when you're going from like, you know, like I'm working like, you know, later in the morning till like a little bit later in the evening. You know, like I work like my job I do 10 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you're switching to like a like 7 to 4 or whatever. Like you went from waking up at 2 in the morning to
Yeah.
be at work at what, 5?
5 o'clock.
And then you get back
and
at
then
like
the
midnight.
overnight, the surprise overnight Friday. I heard it from one of the crew guys during the day. He's like, "You hear about tomorrow?" I was like, "No." He's like, 5. I was like, "AM or PM?" He goes, 5 p.
PM.
He goes,
Oh
5
my
p.
God.
5 p.
Fuck.
And I was like, "You got to be fucking kidding me." And they're like, "Oh, don't worry, it's only 8 a.m." And I got there, they're like, "Guys, you got so much time. You're not in till the last scene." I was like, "Oh, so 3 o'clock in the morning?" They were like, "Yup." It's like,
So
"All right."
why have you there if they're not going to use you until that late?
I think it's because the trains start to get wonky, and all like if they gave us like a, I don't know, midnight, even like an 11 p.m. call time. First of all, I would have been thankful for the extra 3 hours. So my mother-in-law was visiting. It just would have been nice to have an extra 3 hours of life.
Yeah, like if they don't need you till like 3 a.m., like why not say, hey, just come in
but
at like
all of a
10?
sudden, you know, like people will start canceling, and like trains want. It's just gonna be a lot of bullshit. But I mean, we're all adults, you know, and we're all in the union. We should be reliable enough to be. If we could show up at 5 a.m. and 4:30 a.m., we could show up at midnight. I don't know. It is what it is. But I got there. Honestly, it worked out great because you were streaming on Twitch some Dead Island 2, so I got to watch that. I passed out because I was so tired.
You're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a little siesta. I'll be back.
Dude, I
All right.
tried. I literally went to GameStop during the day to buy Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. I'm sure I'm gonna have a fuck ton of time at work. Sure enough, I did. I played for like 20 minutes. And I was just like, I'm too tired. There's too much going on. Like, this is the worst way
Yeah.
to enjoy this game. Handheld,
Literally, yeah.
with all these fluorescent lights. I could like see the reflection.
Exhausted.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. I could see the reflection of my dumb fucking face in the Switch. I was like, this is just not how I
Just
want to
stare
enjoy
back at
this
you.
game.
Yeah,
And then the next
that's a
day,
good call.
I finally got home, like put it on the TV. I'm playing, got to Hyrule, and was just immediately like overwhelmed by the size of the map. And I was just like, I'm good. We're gonna
The map is huge.
it's fucking massive.
It's so big.
And as far as the eye can see, in every direction, there's something to do. There's a temple. There's a light. There's a bogoblin. There's a horse. I tamed a horse. I just jumped on a horse's back, and I hit L to soothe, and immediately hearts flying out of the horse's head. We're best friends.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna name him.
I saw a TikTok where a guy built a box missing one side. So it had, is that 1, 2, 3 sides or to
Okay.
the box? And he froze a horse like an enemy. I forgot what. Freezes like an enemy, takes out like, I guess it's a Korok leaf, and
Yeah.
like swings it. So it's like, so, you know, he's frozen solid. He shoots it with a frozen arrow or ice arrow. It freezes solid. He takes out the Korok leaf, blows the wind at it, and it like blows it into the box. And then he like snaps on like the last piece, and then he shoots it with like the bow and arrow to like power whatever he had attached to it. And he had a bunch of rockets on it and just sent it into space.
Yeah.
He just blows it in the box, closes it up, and just launches it up into the air.
Oh my god, dude! I've been loving the series of Tears of the War Crimes instead of Tears of the Kingdom. Dude, just tying those
They're so good.
those little Korok like leaf people
Yeah.
to rockets. I saw one. This guy had because you could pick them up and like stick them to stuff.
Yeah,
and they're alive, and he stuck them to like a spit and
Yeah,
was
like little
roasting them.
rotisserie.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
like roasting them over a fire.
there was one I saw where it was like they built like a cross and they like crucified the Korok, and then they had it like suspended over this like chasm, and then they like shot the bow and arrow at like the connector pieces and all just like broke apart and just dropped them down into this chasm.
Oh,
And it was just like the way that people are killing Koroks is fucking incredible.
I saw one. They had one on a burning crucifix, and that was mounted on top of a wagon, and they were like walking it down a.
Oh my god!
And this little guy,
It's like the shame bell.
oh my god, dude, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. Yeah,
It's
and
gonna get game of the year for sure.
oh my god, we were talking about this last night, right? Like people are solving too many problems in quests by building like just really
Long
big
bridges.
bridges.
Yeah,
Just like 9,000-foot bridges, and you could just pretty
It's
much
insane.
go wherever you want. But good on
I saw
on
one.
them for building a game engine on the Switch that can handle that kind of shit.
yeah.
Like that's
I think
awesome.
like somebody found like the max. I think it was like 30 logs or something like that, like all connected. And then like it actually prompts you like you can't connect any more pieces to this.
Okay.
And so he just made this like crazy long, like wobbly like bridge that was made out of like 30 like tree trunks. And it was just like Jesus Christ. And he crossed this like giant chunk of ocean, but just like dropping it like into the water essentially, just running across it.
It's so dope.
And it's just like, yeah, like so much can be beat by just making a longer bridge.
Dude, I mentioned this to you the other day, but I screwed over that guy at GameStop so bad. Like I bought the game, and this guy was like, "Hey, did you just get the new Zelda?" He's like there with his wife, and I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Should I get it?" And he was like, "I haven't played since the first one." I'm like, "Oh, you played the last one? You played Breath of the Wild?" He was like, "No, like the first one. I played like the original."
Like
I was like, "Oh,
first one.
1986, The Legend of Zelda." And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Dude, everyone's raving about this game. They say it's incredible. Like it's getting 10 out of 10. They're calling it a masterpiece. Like, honestly, you should just get it. I'm sure you're gonna love it. I just bought it. It came out today. Like, just get it." And he was like, "You know what? I'm getting it." And then I got home, I started playing it, and it was just like it's definitely
so
more
overwhelming.
complicated. Yeah, and overwhelming. I was like, I definitely should have told him to play Breath of the Wild. Like, oh hey, before you buy the sequel, play the fucking first one
Play Breath of the
and
Wild.
see if you like it.
Yeah.
It's like this guy looking at a motorcycle and be like, "I've never ridden a bike." It's like, dude, just get the motorcycle.
Here's
man.
a
You're gonna
fucking
you're-
Ducati twin turbo super sport.
You're gonna
Enjoy.
fucking love it, dude. Everyone says
It's
it's
gonna
the
be great.
best.
It's a fucking it's here's a fucking Hayabusa twin turbo pushing like 50 trillion pounds of boost. It'll be great. It'll be fine.
My last bike had training wheels and little tassels on the handle. I'll be like, dude, you're gonna love the Ducati, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be
This
fantastic.
poor guy just spent $70. I told Jazz, and she was like, "Yo, you just ruined this guy's weekend." I was like, "Fuck, don't say that, man." It like,
She's like, "Nah,
it
if
ruined
anything,
my
you
own
made-
experience while I was playing it because all I could think about was this guy just like struggling through this game,
He's like, "Who's that? What's this? What's happening?
dude. Like,
Why are there three axes on my game?"
how do I cook? Like, what are the physics? What do I do with this leaf? And like,
Because they don't really do much of a tutorial in that, do they?
a little bit, they can, yeah. But it was nice to go into it like already knowing all this shit.
Yeah, like knowing
You
like
know?
the basic fundamentals. Yeah,
You know, playing the first one when I went into the second one.
yeah.
You know,
He'll be fine. Maybe he'll be like, "This is great, but I don't know what's going on." Maybe he'll go back and also buy Breath of the Wild.
and he's gonna be cursing me under his breath the whole time. Like
Yeah,
that fucking guy. That guy doesn't play any video games. He knows.
He's like, "I don't know what
he
the
knows
fuck I'm
nothing
doing.
About
He
video
should have
games.
known.
Guy
I don't know
knows
what the fuck I'm doing."
Nothing about Nintendo. Fucking liar.
Fucking guy.
What a scrub.
Fantastic.
What a bad. I was just so hyped, dude. I was so hyped.
That's okay. Be hyped.
Whatever. It's fine.
It's a great game.
It's a great game. But like I was saying, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Fucking fantastic. Loved it.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
That's what we were going to talk about that during last week's podcast, right? Yeah.
No, I think we recorded it on like, what was like a Wednesday, and then we were both going to go see it that weekend.
That's right.
So we shot right before we saw it.
And then we didn't cast again.
Right. Here we are casting.
It was honestly, since Endgame, I think Spider-Man was pretty good. No Way Home was pretty good. I almost forgot about that.
No Way Home was really good.
I would say it was just as good, if not better, than No Way Home.
If only there was a way that we could put these all in like, I don't know, like a tier list per se.
An MCU tier list?
Yeah.
Guess what? It's done. This is the part where
crazy?
I play. This is I will have played. I'm probably gonna cut there and play the MCU like title theme song.
I dig it.
It's gonna be great.
I dig it.
So, friends, after Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which I think is my favorite Marvel movie, and unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna see a lot more like that for a while. I don't know, dude. James Gunn's walking away, unless we get some visionary directors who have style. I don't know, man. I'm not really excited about anything coming down the pipeline besides Blade with Mahershala Ali.
Oh, the same Blade that production has been halted because of the writer's strike. That Blade.
Yeah.
I'm cautiously optimistic only because Kevin Feige specifically made mention of like he acknowledged the lack of quality recently, and that they're going to be shifting towards less quantity and shift back to more quality. So there's going to be less MCU projects being pushed out, so they can focus more on quality again. And then they also said they're going to stop hiring like low. I don't want to say the word, not like nobodies, but like they have a history of hiring directors that don't have too much practice directing, or at least directing these types of movies.
Really?
Yeah, and like they've for better or for worse, like they've done okay. Like for the most part, I feel like they've had more hits than misses with their like directors. But they specifically mentioned that they're not going to be bringing on as many like newer directors.
Oh God, excuse me.
That was a dad sneeze. Bless.
Who directed Spider-Man No Way Home? John Watts.
Yeah.
Oh, he directed
the whole trilogy.
all three. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow, he's not done a lot of feature films. That's so interesting.
Yeah, so it's like just these random directors they bring on. But again, so that's a good example. Like John Watts, all three of his Spider-Men were great. I thought all three. I think it's the best trilogy.
Really, I was not a fan of Homecoming. I was actually really upset with myself when I went to go see that.
Really?
Because Matt and I were kind of in between that or Baby Driver, and our friend Will was like,
Baby Driver's great.
Yeah, he was like, oh, Baby Driver was great. And we're like, no, we'll go see Spider-Man. And it was just really a kid's movie. It was just such a kid's movie.
You think so?
Oh my God, yeah. I think it's possibly the most kids movie Marvel movie, aside from like the original Thor. I don't know. It was just very light, and the high school kids, and it just seemed very silly. And they're at the spelling bee in Washington.
But
I feel
where's
like Peter? Oh my God! Spider-Man just showed up.
This could be having the privilege of hindsight, looking back on the trilogy, because like if you look at like the themes of the movies of each movie in the trilogy, like it makes sense as a trilogy. Like it starts off as like more lighthearted and like Spider-Man's coming back to like the MCU essentially. He had his debut in Civil War. But like, he finally gets like his movie. He's still like young and optimistic and like shit's going great. Cool. The antagonist isn't really a huge deal. And then you move into was the other one, Far From Home?
Which I really liked.
Yeah, so like you're dealing
like
with a little more like grown
much.
up. It was good. But like so like now he's dealing with more of like like a close figure of his dies. and he's having to like grief and then like how to figure out like how to kind of continue on from there. And then more or less the same in No Way Home, but kind of amped up a little bit. So it's like there's that progression of like young Peter Parker, essentially, new to being Spider-Man and still like young, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. And then as the trilogy goes on, it's like him kind of being galvanized into a more of like he kind of loses that innocence.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe with the hindsight, I don't know. Maybe that's why I hold it in such a high regard. But I do remember really enjoying it when I saw it. Maybe I was just
I'm happy
amped
for you. I
Spider-Man.
like Michael Keaton as the Vulture for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of any time a superhero loses powers or a suit or anything in a movie. I honestly I think that's just one of the weakest plot devices. I've mentioned this before on the podcast. It just drives me absolutely bananas, and we see it way too often. So when Tony Stark takes his suit away, I was rightfully so, because he deliberately disobeyed him.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy to see Tony Stark kind of cameo. I mean, he plays a supporting role in that almost.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like the purpose of doing that though is kind of like yeah, it's kind of tropey, but like at the same, like I feel like at least it works in that context.
It did.
Like he gave him the suit, and then he's like, "I'm nothing without the suit," and he goes, "Then you don't deserve it." Like if you can't be like, he's an Avenger at that point, I think, right?
Kind of. He was in
right
Civil
in
War. Like he had auditioned. I'd say it was right after Civil War.
Oh yeah, because it happens before.
Yeah, and then Far From Home was right after Endgame. That came out like 2 months after Endgame, right? I think so.
Far From Home came out. That was the very next movie after Endgame.
I love it.
So Homecoming. Trying to think. I don't remember the timeline, but either way, so it's like he's effectively an Avenger.
I'm giving you the timeline.
Yeah, but so he's effectively an Avenger, and he's like, I'm nothing without the suit, and he's like, all right, then fuck the suit. But like, I mean, he was doing that on purpose, right? To like make him realize that like he needs to rely on himself. Like he is Spider-Man. Like the suit doesn't make him Spider-Man, you know. So like, I feel like it at least makes sense in the context of him taking it away. But like, I totally get the trope of like, oh, your suit's gone. Oh no, what do I do? You know?
Yeah, it's just it sucks to see heroes have to just get underpowered. That always drives me kind of nuts.
Yeah,
but no, it did work in context. His fight with the Vulture at the end was cool. It's not a bad movie. I have it in C tier along with
C.
I have it in C tier. It is my least favorite of the 3 Spider-Men. It was not my favorite Marvel movie. I actually watched this at Ruby's house. The first time we met Ruby in person in 2020, we were just like hanging out. We're all talking on the couch, and it just happened to be on TV. Mm-hmm. And the entire time we're like talking to Ruby, I like my eyes split apart like a chameleon. And when I was watching Spider-Man Homecoming for the second time, and the other half was like, present in the moment.
So you still didn't watch it, or you still didn't like it on that second, air quotes rewatch?
I think I liked it more the second time, but the first time I saw it, I don't know. Maybe I should have gotten stoned ahead of time, but I wasn't crazy about it.
Damn.
And I think I saw like opening weekend Saturday night. I think there were a lot of kids in the audience too, and that kind of bugged
That's fair.
Me. Yeah,
that's definitely fair.
Because then I felt like a loser.
So what? So what is in your S tier? I know you have much less than I do.
Okay, S tier I've got in chronological orders: original Avengers original recipe, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. So I know who I'm talking to, so I gotta pay it respect. Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And I loved Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. That movie meant so much to me, and it is corny at times. It definitely it really feels like a comic book movie, but it's got style. It's hilarious. It's got good action. It's got a great cast, and that soundtrack just like it came to me in a time in my life when like a long-term relationship had just ended, and I was really sad, and like that soundtrack like really picked me up.
It does have objectively probably the best soundtrack for sure.
Yeah. So that movie has a special place in my heart for sure. And that's why I think shoot, I don't want to spoil too much if you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Um, a light spoiler when Come and Get Your Love plays at the end, that really got me.
Did you see the video of? I don't think this is a spoiler, but at the end of the movie, they play. I don't know the name of the song by Florence and the Machine. Is it The Dog Days of Summer or whatever it's
Dog
called?
Days Are Over.
Dog Days Are Over. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
There was a. I don't know if you saw it, but she was watching. She watched the movie and like she saw like like the final cut. So like when that scene, it's like at the very end of the movie. That song comes on and it was like her like when she saw it and like the final cut she was pretty emotional because like apparently she'd been an MCU fan or like a Marvel fan like pretty much since the beginning.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so there's so it's a video of her watching it and getting pretty emotional and like crying. She's like really cool.
That song means a lot to me too. Back in I think it was like 2010, it was my junior year of college. I was like working myself stupid trying to get all this shit done. I was sleeping like 3 hours a night, and
Ugh.
it was the night before the last day, and I'd been at school all day for like 12 hours, and I was driving home to like keep working on this project to finish it. And on the way home, fucking Florence and the Machine, The Dog Days Are Over came on the radio, and I pulled over my car and just cried, maybe like 200 yards from my house, and like honestly, I felt reinvigorated because earlier that night I remember one of my teachers held a deep relaxation session. It was kind of like yoga mixed with deep relaxation because it was like a really stressful period. It's like last day before finals. And I had this breakdown on the ride home, and I told her about it like the following week, and she's like, you're like the third or fourth person who told me that, who had like a complete like mental breakdown after that.
I feel like it's really common during like finals week.
Oh yeah,
like people just get
But so yeah, that was like the 1-2 punch. Florence and the Machine, like happy ending, great movie, like tenderized my emotions the entire time, especially with Rocket's backstory. Like that opening scene is just so rough.
Yeah,
so rough. And I texted Alex during the movie. I was like, "Yo, this movie's rough.
I'm not okay.
This is not a kid's movie."
Chubby, can you come get me?
Chubby.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Dude, it was rough, man.
It's he definitely did not pull any punches when it came to like the I don't know, like the humanity and like the emotion of it for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always done a good job of that. Like I know Guardians 2 wasn't the best, but like, the kind of like the similar elements of like the family element, I felt like they still did a good job with it.
Yeah.
So like I didn't expect anything different.
Yeah, I
think the second one is the weakest of the three for sure. It's still good, like it's not bad. But yeah, I was expecting, I had high expectations for it, especially after like when you went, you're like 10 out of 10, best movie ever. I'm like, okay.
I really loved it, Rob. I can't wait to see it again.
My friend that I went to go see it with, I texted him. So I think it was when I was driving there to the movie theater, I texted him and I go, let me pull it up here. I go, my Phase 4 and onward harsh critic, Marvel diehard friend said this is the best MCU movie. And he goes, what was the next Marvel movie to them before? Or what was the best Marvel movie to them before? Because he's like very similar. I feel like he shares a lot of opinions you do.
Okay.
Like he's been really critical of the Marvel movies, and he's been a little harder to please in the more recent ones.
Fair.
So I figured, you guys would share very similar opinions. And so he said, what was the best Marvel movie to them before? And I said Infinity War. I said he's found everything since Endgame to be kind of meh to bad for the most part. So my expectations are high. And my man loved Infinity War. And he goes, those were good, but not great. We'll see if his opinion is to be trusted.
I think, yeah. And what did your friend think of Guardians 3?
He liked it.
Okay.
He definitely did like it.
Okay, good.
But like his like top tier ones were like, he said like Winter Soldier, Black Panther. I think he said like the first Guardians is up there.
Yeah, I can respect all that.
Yeah, but he doesn't have like too many that he holds in like really high regard. So I think you guys' opinions line up pretty well.
I think I need to move something on my list.
Do it. You do that while I talk
Robert,
about. Is that all your S tiers?
tier? That's just the 3.
That wait, those were, you just had 3?
I just had 3. Yeah.
So what were they? Winter Soldier, Guardians 3,
Avengers, Winter Soldier, Guardians 3. A first installment, a sequel, and then a threequel.
Infinity War and Endgame aren't either in S tier?
Infinity War gets really dumb and very comic booky cookie cutter Avengers Assemble, where I feel like the first Avengers is like a good movie. I don't know. It all seems just very choreographed and self-aware at points, and I do love it. And I love that like Thanos has the most screen time, or right? He's got a lot of screen time, and Josh Brolin delivers, and it's a good movie. But there's moments that I just find that are really stupid, and I hate how they did my boy Peter Quill in that. Star-Lord bitch smacking Thanos with a pistol. And James Gunn said it too. He was like, I really did not like that depiction of that
because if I was writing that, I would not have had him do that. And it's true, because like it's in the same movie, right? When he pulls the gun and bubbles come out, he pulls the trigger.
Yeah.
Right, like when they're hunting down Thanos and like they sneak up on, or they think they sneak up on Thanos. And Gamora says, like, if he takes me, like, kill me. Like, do not let him take me away.
Yeah.
Like, you have to promise. He goes, all right, I promise. And then, obviously, Thanos gets a drop on him, captures Gamora, and, like, he's pointing the pistol. And he's like, guys, like, don't make me do this. And she's like, please, like, you promise. And he pulls the trigger, and then bubbles come out instead of him actually shooting her. Like, in the same movie, he literally pulls the trigger with the intent to kill Gamora, to save her from being, like, taken by Thanos again. And then in the same breath, he literally ruins half the universe because he's mad that Thanos killed Gamora.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell. It almost looks like he smacks like Mantis's hands, like she winces in pain.
And I think it's because she feels what the people feel.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, the whole thing was just
And it was just so out of character, like in the same movie, like a couple scenes apart, and it's just like that. I hated it.
Yeah,
it made me hate Peter Quill. I really didn't like that decision. It was just a really cheap way of them, like, oh, we're gonna win. Like something's got to go wrong, and like they chose that of all things. Like really.
And you know what sucks? Like Peter Quill, though he's a douche and like the comic relief sometimes, he's actually pretty competent. Like he can actually get shit done.
Yeah, like at the beginning of, well, not the beginning, but I guess like in the first act of Guardians 3, mild spoiler, like when he's putting in those like they're like EMPing the barriers to get into that one place. Forget what the fuck it's called. Like he's like beep boop 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 boop, okay, and like the place is supposed to be like fucking impenetrable, and he's just like, yep, here we go, shield 1 down. All right, working, and like he's just casually having a conversation, like setting up these like EMPs basically to take down like each of the barriers or whatever. It's like just nonchalantly just doing shit like that, and it's like he's smart and like he's obviously got like fight IQ for being able to fight the people. Yeah, so it's just like it's just so out of character and so like
so they cheap. Just made him just the stupid comic relief of that movie, and it just kind of sucked. So yeah, I really like Star-Lord in the first Guardians. I mean, it is what it is. But anyway, give me your S tier.
All right, S tier. We got Iron Man 1. Which I think is very fitting.
Pretty good.
Winter Soldier, obviously. Civil War. That Civil War was fantastic. Minor gripes of Civil War.
Okay.
I think my main gripe with Civil War is nothing really felt like it mattered. I know that sounds worse than a minor gripe, but like they go through everything, right? Like Rhodey gets paralyzed and fucking like the Avengers are ripped apart, and you got fucking Hawkeye and Ant-Man in jail in the raft, and like just everything's like all fucked. And then like at the end of the movie, it all gets like undone. Like Rhodey can walk again. Fucking I guess Stark like breaks everybody out of the raft, and it's like everything's like okay at the end. And like in the comics, Civil War, it's still a great movie. I still think it's a fantastic movie. That's just my gripe is like the decisions that everybody made didn't seem like they had like lasting consequences.
Yeah, I feel like the stakes aren't high enough in the airport scene. Like during that face off, you're like, none of these people are gonna die.
Yeah,
Like
like
I
in the
don't know.
comics, like a lot of the Avengers die, but
Not
that's
not that I need death for it to be like a good moment. I just
yeah. I wish the consequences like lasted,
I
but
like
they're
Civil
like the
War.
Sokovia Accords are the only thing that lasted across like multiple movies.
Hmm. The one thing I think that movie does really well is introduce Spider-Man and Black Panther
Yeah,
with no backstory, and it really works seamlessly. So good for them.
and Black Panther was a fucking menace in
Yeah,
Civil War,
yeah, that was awesome.
and you know, segueing into the next movie on my S tier is Black Panther.
Hmm.
Um, and my main gripe with Black Panther is how nerfed he felt compared to Civil War. Like Civil War Black Panther, when he showed up on screen, you're like, oh fuck, like shit's going down, you know? Like when he's fighting Stark, when he's like, you know, trying to like do his thing. Or no, that was a Winter Soldier. And then like Black Panther like shows up to like try and help. And like he's going toe to toe with Bucky and
Yeah,
like no suit. Like just every time he showed up, it was just like, oh fuck.
dude, the car chase in Korea sequence is fucking awesome though.
It's fucking
I don't
tight.
think he felt underpowered in that.
No, he didn't. But just like I don't know, just like overall, like he didn't feel as imposing in Black Panther. But otherwise, I fucking loved it. Like everyone was great. Killmonger was phenomenal.
Yeah, great villain.
Like they did such a good job at like making you really empathize with the killer. Like you recognize like what you're doing isn't the right way to do it, but like I don't totally get as a fucking white dude, but like it made you understand like and empathize, be like I get it, like I see why you're doing what you're doing, but you shouldn't be doing what you're doing, you know.
Hmm.
So like they really did a really good job of humanizing somebody that was so like just blinded by like rage and like revenge and whatnot. And then he got his, you know, his death at the end where he's like, I just wanted to see the sunset in Wakanda. And T'Challa brings him up and like sits with him while he dies, and it's just like, oh, it was so good. Fantastic movie. Spider-Man No Way Home, S tier. That kind of
Here,
goes without saying.
I thought it was pretty great. I think Peter Parker just makes such a dumb mistake in the middle. Like
Which one?
bring the Sinister Six
Oh,
over to the apartment with
well,
the
yeah, but
Ant-Man.
like he's still like a child, you know, and like he still sees the good in people, and we didn't have that catalyst yet.
And the betrayal of Doctor Strange. But like, hasn't he learned his lesson yet? To like listen, didn't Tony? Isn't that the whole point of Homecoming? Is like you need to fucking listen to me. Like I know better than you. You're just a kid.
But exactly, he's just a kid. Like children don't learn until they learn, you know. So like an adult saying, "Hey, don't do this." Like, yeah, sure thing. Like that's what kids do. You remember, he's still in high school. He's like 16 years old, you know. And so like, and the fact is that he needed that catalyst of Aunt May dying. Like that was his Uncle Ben, his, you know, with great power comes great responsibility moment. Like that catalyzes Spider-Man. And like you know, we see with Toby and Andrew, they're Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Like they each have their Uncle Ben moment, and like that is when, like canonically, that is what like galvanizes Spider-Man, Peter Parker into Spider-Man.
dude, the fact that they were able to pull that off with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield was fucking.
Oh my
awesome.
god,
Was fucking
without
awesome.
me knowing, I went in so fucking blind.
I might even put that A tier.
You had No Way Home as B tier?
Yeah, I might put it.
My
I
guy.
might put it A tier. I might
How
put
could
it
you?
A tier.
Yeah, it at least deserves A tier.
It was pretty great. Yeah, and
It was
Willem
good.
Dafoe's so fucking good in it too.
Always. But yeah, like I think the only things I had seen about it like ahead of time was like way before it came out. Like they were doing like the casting announcements. They're like, oh, like Willem Dafoe's like, you know, coming back, and you know, and so like I kind of stopped there. Like I knew, you know, like what's his name was coming back as Sandman. I knew Jamie Foxx is coming back as Electro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like all that, and so like I just didn't put it together that they were going to include the other Spider-Men. Like I figured they would do some fuck shit with like, you know, bringing the villains over. But, like I had no idea about Toby and Andrew
MCU
joining.
fuck shit. We've seen it time and time again.
You know, MCU fuck shit, and so Like I just didn't know. And so I went in, like I saw the very first trailer and I was like, all right, enough. Because like I hate nowadays how every movie is accompanied with 4 trailers that shows you way too much. So I saw like one trailer, I was like, I'm in. I'm 100% in, no more. And I saw nothing until opening
That's
night.
the way to do it. Yeah.
And I went alone at like 12 a.m. on like a Saturday or whatever. Like I went, just sat on my own and like, yeah, it was just like, we get the Daredevil cameo.
Yep.
And like Jazz knew I was fucking, because I heard about, I think I knew about him going to be, no, I didn't know he was going to be in it ahead of time. But I think it had been like leaked or like rumored or whatever. And I ignored everything. So I didn't know for sure. And so I was like in the theater and I was like, as in Discord DMs with Jazz, like live, like tweeting it basically. And so like as soon as fucking Matt pops up, I grab my phone. I was like, holy shit, it's fucking Matt Murdock. And yeah, it's all just like, and that was what she wanted. Like she was waiting for that reaction on me because she knew I really, really wanted to see Daredevil like in the MCU. And so it's just like, man, it was just nonstop. Like, we got Daredevil right at the start. We get the other Spider-Mans. It was like, fuck.
It was
so good.
Jon Favreau being hilarious with the sleep apnea mask. Dude, that part had me dying, dude.
Oh,
love
so
that.
good. So yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home and then Endgame.
Endgame S tier.
S tier.
I feel like I could put Endgame S tier too.
If not strictly for Cap wielding Mjolnir. Like that alone makes that movie S tier.
I just have so many problems with the ending battle that I put it in A tier.
That's fair. There's some things to pick apart about that for sure.
Yeah,
but like
when Doctor Strange, he's like stopping the fucking river from like closing in on them, and he holds up one finger. Tony Stark, how far? He's so far away from him, and he just looks over. Where did his helmet go? He just had his helmet on. There's too many helmets coming off. Also, so in Infinity War, Tony Stark's using the Mark 50 suit. In Endgame, he's using the Mark 85 suit, and he literally brings nothing new to the table except for his back flaps that Thor charges, which get broken instantly. He came up with no new shit in 5 years. That I know it's supposed to be Cap's movie, but I was a little disappointed in Iron Man's performance, and so much of it is so convenient that it upsets me a little bit.
That's fair. I think a lot of it also is like it's very similar to the first Avengers, which I put in A tier. Spoiler alert. Did I? Yeah.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, largely because like it's similar in regards to like, so Endgame was like the capstone. Like we finished up fucking 21, 22 movies at the time of like, just this giant story. And we start with Iron Man 1, close out with Endgame, and like that's effectively like it's done. Like we tied up a lot, and it's just like it felt like the end of something so like special and something that took up so much of my life, and, like interest. And it's just like it'll always hold like a special place. And same with the first Avengers.
I think
like,
they did it really well too.
They really did a good job. And so like with the first Avengers, it's the first time we get like a proper like Avengers ensemble on screen that wasn't like fucking Lou Ferrigno and like the shit back in like the 80s. Like this was proper. Like the little kid in me was like, yes,
Yeah.
So maybe it's a little rose tinted glasses. I'm looking at that through a little bit of childlike optimism, but I really liked Endgame a lot.
They did such a good job with all the callbacks to the previous movies too.
Yep.
I love that. Yeah. It was pretty great. It was well done. It was well done.
Like when Thor was like, I knew it when Cap picks up Mjolnir or starts using it. Because apparently the Russo brothers, they did confirm that in Age of Ultron, when they're all drinking and they're all trying to pick up Mjolnir, when Cap goes to pick it up and it moves like ever so slightly. So they confirmed. So I guess in their idea of the canon, or their declaration of the canon anyway, is he started to pick it up and realized that he was going to, and he didn't want to like
embarrass
he didn't want to have like
like
he didn't want to have this like ego battle, and he's like, all right, like I'll take the L, like this is your thing.
Yeah.
So like that's canon, is Cap he was always worthy and always able to pick it up. He was just like He just didn't want to have the dick measuring contest, and so he didn't pick it up. Which I kind of disagree with, because when you look in the scene, like you can see him straining to pick it up. Like he gets
Maybe he's
vascular
faking
in the
it.
forearm, you know? Yeah, but I don't
Fake
know.
a little. It's still
I don't
heavy.
know. It is, I guess. It's canon, so I'm wrong, but in my head canon,
It's canon.
you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my S tier.
That's a
Iron
big
Man
S
1.
tier.
It is.
It's a fan S tier. I feel like such a nerd putting Endgame S tier. I feel like
What are you
it
trying to say?
deserves it,
Call
though.
me a nerd?
You know what's funny? Endgame's one of those movies I enjoyed more the second time.
Yeah.
The first time I was happy because it almost feels like a genre shift. Like in Infinity War is just like a ton of action. And Avengers, they really lead into that heist, especially with like the bongos. Like you definitely get like an Ocean's 11 vibe
Yeah.
throughout all of Act 2, and I really love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was well done. I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep it right next to Infinity War.
Put it at a 8.5.
8.5. Yeah. That's a good idea.
A plus. A plus tier.
Add row above. Oops. Yeah. All right, I'll fix that. Okay. So my A tier.
I have a thick A tier.
Mine's actually been slimming down. I've been moving stuff left and right. I got
Call it
Iron
audible,
Man,
huh?
Guardians 1, Black Panther, Infinity War, Endgame, No Way Home.
That's a very anemic A tier.
It is.
All right, here we go. You ready? Guardians 1. Easy A tier. Arguably S tier. Easy A tier. Age of Ultron. Solid movie.
I gave it to you.
I think.
I gave it to you.
Homecoming.
Okay.
A tier.
All right.
I know you don't like that. I know you don't like it.
I know.
I know you don't like it. Thor Ragnarok. Arguably S tier. This would be like my A plus tier.
Really?
Yeah, I thought Ragnarok was fantastic.
I liked it, but it was not my favorite. I was kind of let down. I mean, the Thor Hulk fight was just so hyped up leading into that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually pretty short and anticlimactic in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, it was I loved it. I loved the comedy, the cast was great. Like I don't know, it just wasn't my favorite.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. I'm a really big fan of Taika. And
when they're getting chased in the Scar ships, like, oh quick, we gotta lose him, and he's just like hitting a bunch of random buttons, and he hits the button that goes, "It's my birthday," and like fireworks shoot out the back and like blow up the ships on him. Like that's the best part of that movie.
It's so good.
It was so fucking funny. Or when fucking Jeff Goldblum melts the guy with the melt stick.
Yeah.
So fucking funny. Love it.
And then there's a famous line of when they finally at the beginning it reveals that it's Hulk is like the monster or like the champion.
Yeah.
And Thor's like, yes, and he's like, I know him from work, like that whole thing. There was a Make-A-Wish kid wanted to come to, I think it was come to set while they were filming. And so, he got to, come to set and was talking to Chris Hemsworth. And he was like, the little kid was like, he was like little, like, I don't know, like 9 or 10 or some shit like that. And he was like he said something along the lines of like, oh, it'd be funny. Or it's like, or he was like laughing, like, oh, that part's funny because like you got like, Hulk like from work or whatever, like he's a coworker, like something like that.
Yeah.
And so he was like, oh, like that's cute and that's funny. And so he like that was like not scripted. And so he did that line and like made sure it made it into the movie for that kid.
I love
He's
that.
like, that's my friend from work.
It made it into the trailer too.
Yeah. So like that's like that, hopefully that kid is, doing better now, or at least was able to see the final cut. And I hope he saw his joke in there. That's also super cool.
It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I wanted more Gladiator Hulk. Especially after reading what was it, Planet Hulk?
Yeah,
Such
Planet
a good
Hulk
comic. What was that, like mid 2000s?
Something like that, yeah. That's where you get proper like world breaker Hulk, which is pretty tight.
Yeah, it was the shit. So this is all your A tier.
All A tier. Okay. So Guardians 1, Age of Ultron, Homecoming, Ragnarok, Infinity War, Far From Home, Avengers 1, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Wakanda Forever. I think it's a good A tier.
Really?
Guardians. Yeah. I really liked Wakanda Forever.
Man.
Guardians 3. Again, I would put in like the A plus, like the 8.5. And then Doctor Strange 1.
Are there any movies left?
Yeah, there's tons.
Oh my goodness.
It's a lot of movies.
That's a fat A tier.
Fat A tier. I'm a Marvel fan. I'm also really easily pleased when it comes to movies. And yeah, man,
I'm definitely like nitpicking, and I'm trying to like split them up. But like my A tier, those 5, I just figured, I don't know, they're movies that just shine a little brighter than some of the others.
Yeah,
or a little less cheesy. There's definitely like when I'm judging these movies, it's like, story, CGI, overall entertainment. Does it progress like the overarching plot of the MCU? Boss battles, and I'd say cheese / kid content is probably one of my parameters.
Yeah, like that camp.
The camp.
Honestly, I think the only thing keeping Wakanda Forever from being an S tier movie is if Chadwick didn't unfortunately pass.
Oof, yeah.
I feel like that really just fucked up like the movie as well as a lot of like the plans for the MCU. Because I think it was like I think I mentioned it to you. There was like a Reddit comment I think I saw where they're like their headcanon or like their theory was it was intended for Black Panther or Chadwick to like lead the MCU going forward, like with Iron Man or Stark being gone. Like he was supposed to be like the next like Stark for the MCU, and that was going to help shape how that was going to play out. But they had to pivot and change the movie, and then obviously that probably fucked up their plans for like the rest of the MCU. So I really feel like that has a really big impact on not only the movie itself, but like the rest of the direction of the MCU.
For sure. Yeah.
But I liked it. The fucking tribute at the end was phenomenal.
I liked it too. I don't know. I have it in my C tier. So let me give you my B tier. Let me just bang these out real quick. So B tier, you're gonna hate this. I got Iron Man 2.
I put that. No, I've got that in B tier as well.
You got that? It's a fun movie.
B tier. It's fun.
Great boss battle at the end.
Yeah.
And you also got Jon Favreau. Anytime Jon Favreau's on screen as Happy Hogan, I'm loving life. Yeah. Age of Ultron, honestly, it's another fun movie. Like it's really good. It's got good action. It's got good one-liners. I don't know, like a good movie. Civil War, Doctor Strange 1, which I thought was pretty good.
B tier.
Yeah, dude, it just didn't get there for me. But it's got some redemption, some redeemable qualities. Guardians 2, I liked Guardians 2. Ego wasn't my favorite
as well.
Villain.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Other than that, I love the family aspect. I love more Yondu. The scenes with Rocket where he's setting the traps in the woods and fucking with the guys. The scene with who is it Pat Campbell who sings "Come a Little Bit Closer, You're My Kind of Man," and it's Rocket and Yondu just wrecking all the Ravagers in the ship.
Yeah,
what a brilliant fucking scene. I love it.
That was a good scene.
So then I got Ragnarok, Far From Home, which honestly I loved Far From Home when I saw it the first time. I think it's still really good. And then Shang-Chi.
What didn't do it for you on the rewatch for Far From Home?
I don't know. I think it was my friends. Like I watched it with some people a second time. I was like, "Oh, that Spider-Man was great," and we all watched it together, and they were underwhelmed, and I felt like I had oversold it. I don't know. Maybe it's the vibe of the second watch.
It sounds like you let their influence you.
I think I did.
It sounds like it's an A tier movie.
I might. You know what, Rob?
That's what it sounds like.
I might stick to my guns tonight. Put this bitch in A tier. I did enjoy it. Shang-Chi.
You don't gotta justify yourself. I think it's an A tier movie. It sounds like you think it's an A tier movie.
I feel like I need a third watch on it. Maybe I'll watch the last two Spider-Man soon.
Yeah.
But I loved it, and honestly, the twist with Mysterio wearing a mocap suit, I loved
It was perfect. It was fucking perfect.
I thought it was
made,
really well
It made
done.
the perfect amount of sense.
The only thing that pisses me off about that movie is he runs out of webs during the final fight. I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was a great ending boss fight, and leading up to that, the movie was fucking hilarious. When he's wearing the black stealth suit and they start calling him Night Monkey,
and then
they catch him in jail, and the guy's on the phone is like, yeah, Night Monkey, yeah. He's wearing the mask.
It's so
fucking
good,
hilarious.
Yo, I'm down to watch him if you want to watch him in Discord. I'll watch him with you.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Shang-Chi, when the villains show up at the end and they all have laser hook swords, that's when it got lowered one full letter grade.
Damn, yeah.
But giant dragon at the end to fight the demon.
Oh, so good.
That's when I was like, fuck yeah.
The
martial arts in that movie, S tier.
Fantastic. Like, the thing is, it didn't feel like a Marvel movie in like a good way. Like it gave me like
did, though.
I mean, the end definitely did, but like I feel like the beginning, like especially the very beginning, like when the dad is like recounting how he met like the mom, like that gave me so much, or like that, and then when Shang-Chi comes back and like I forget who the lady is like running that like I don't know commune wherever the fuck it is, like she's like teaching him, you know, like their martial arts or whatever, like it had like the amount of like, you know, Asian like martial art influence like they had like in there was just like it had so many like just vibes of like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, you know, like that type of like, you know, it felt like the wire work was just it reminded me so much of that, and like it just I didn't feel like I was watching like a Marvel movie, like it felt like, you know, like the classic like Asian martial arts type movie, and like I loved it. I really liked it.
The fight choreography was just impeccable.
Phenomenal.
Especially when he fights, what is it, the death dealer, Death Adder, not Death Adder, his old mentor who wears the mask, and they fight in that construction building. Like that was epic.
Yeah, that was fucking cool.
Great
like that
fights.
the bus fight was fucking cool.
The other thing about Shang-Chi is that like, oh yeah, we live a peaceful life. Like I left my life of crime behind me. I put the 10 rings away. But then, like two vans full of thugs drove up to the house and beat your mom with sticks, and they beat your mom. I don't know. The whole thing that didn't make a ton of sense to me either, because he's still worth like billions of dollars. Like he didn't have any security, or maybe he did, and then I don't know. The whole thing. I felt bad that his mother died, of course, but
yeah,
sad backstory.
It's like any like, you know, Disney movie. There's like almost never two parents. One of them's always dead.
Yeah, or like in Pokemon, you get a mom. That's it. Your dad is a deadbeat. So that's my B tier. I just feel like good Marvel movies. Give me your B tier, Rob.
B tier.
What do you got?
Ant-Man 1.
Okay.
And this might be I would argue could be a C tier movie. Maybe not because of my other C tier options, but Ant-Man 1. I went Incredible Hulk with which I don't know. I still don't consider that MCU canon because it's never talked about ever again. So it probably doesn't actually belong on the list, but
it's MCU,
I
man.
It.
Dude, there's an after credit scene with Tony Stark. It's MCU, dude.
Yeah, but like fucking Thunderbolt Ross, like there's no mention of it. No mention of fucking what's her name.
Mark Ruffalo mentions it in Avengers. Last time I was in New York, I broke Harlem.
Barely.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
I don't know. Anyways, Incredible Hulk with
great boss battle. Great boss battle.
Fantastic boss battle at the end. Guardians 2, B tier. I think we agreed on that. Okay. Iron Man 2, same. Agreed on that. Ant-Man and the Wasp, also B tier.
Okay.
Captain Marvel, I'm kind of on the fence about. I kind of want to put it in C tier, but my C tier movies, I don't think are. I don't think she deserved to be in those C tier.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe C plus, C.5. The first Thor, I think I'm gonna drop that to C. I had that in B. I'm gonna drop that to C.
Get your hammer out, knock that down a couple of notches.
It's one of those movies that was like required, and it's the same with the first Captain America, which I put that in B. I think that's a B tier.
Really?
But yeah, the thing is like Act 2 is really rough. I think Act 1 and Act 3 are great, are fantastic. Like the lead up to him becoming like before they give him the serum, like the whole lead up of Steve Rogers like prior to becoming Captain America. I think they did such a good job with that. and then after he gets the serum, like kind of afterwards, I think is really dope. But like that middle act with all the like, you know, him doing the fucking concerts and like singing to the troops
Yeah,
and all that.
it's long too, right? It's a
It
long
is.
movie.
It's so much longer than it needed to be. But again, like it's one of those things that was needed because like we've had this conversation before. Captain America was created back in like the fucking
Wait,
40s.
it's only
I
2
think.
hours and 4 minutes.
That's far too long.
I thought it was. I was like
That's too
falling
long.
asleep during this movie.
That movie needed to be like 90 minutes. I feel like they could have cut out so much of that.
I thought it was like
act
2
too.
hours and 40 minutes. Wow,
No,
that's
yeah.
not good.
But yeah, so Captain America as a character was created back in like the 40s, I think, like 40s or 50s, and his whole the purpose of Captain America as a character, as a comic book character, the intent behind him was to sell war bonds to help pay for the war. So like, Captain America is a shill for U.S. war bonds, like just plain and simple.
Yeah, which
So like,
yeah.
so that aspect of Captain America as a character, like you kind of have to include that, I feel like, or else you're doing a disservice to the origins of the character of Captain America. So like it was needed, it was required, but like fuck, did I hate watching that? I was legit like nodding off during the middle of that movie.
And then the Nazis have laser guns. It was just it was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers all over again. I couldn't.
Yeah, so I think it had potential to be an A tier in my opinion, but I definitely think it's a B tier. I think if acts 1 and 3 weren't as good as they were, it would be pretty easy.
Wow.
C
Okay.
tier.
All right.
Yeah. And then Quantumania I put in B tier.
Wow.
Which I know you're gonna hate. I know you're gonna hate that.
I have my Quantumania in C tier.
I wouldn't argue with that.
Honestly, I picked it apart a few weeks ago. It's not horrible. It's got some fun battles. I thought MODOK was hilarious. I thought Kang was cool.
The funny thing is when I was watching it,
fist fight at the end.
Yeah, when I was watching it, I really thought you were gonna fucking hate MODOK. I thought that was gonna be
his CGI, but I thought his character was hilarious.
I just like I expected MODOK to be the quantum pizza for you. That's really where I thought you were gonna be like, Jesus fuck.
I thought MODOK was the only genuinely funny part of that movie, and that fucking director just turned the whole thing into rubber chicken pie in the face. Like there's like barely anything serious in that movie, and I feel like all the seriousness, I don't know, it gets kind of washed over, or it's just very melodramatic.
That was my main gripe with what's his name in Guardians 3 that I told you about. Fucking, I keep wanting to say Booster Gold. That's fucking DC. It's because he has gold skin. What's his name? Adam Warlock.
Right.
That was my main gripe. Like, it just felt like he was relegated to stepping on rakes the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like, he shows up in the beginning. Spoiler alert, by the way. He shows up in the beginning and just fucking whoops ass. Barely makes it out because he got fucking blasted. Right? Cool. I'm cool with that. And then every other time he pops up in the movie, it's like it's a joke, or like he's like, I'm Adam Warlock, and then they fucking like smash him into like a wall or whatever. So it just felt like every time he showed up, it was like he stepped on a rake, and it was just like, oh, there he goes. Okay, see you in a few minutes, you know?
Yeah.
So like, because in the comics, he's a fucking monster. Like, he's crazy.
He wields the Infinity Gauntlet for a little bit, right?
Yeah, literally. So it's just like, I don't know. That was my main gripe, but they did kind of set it up where they're like, they made that line of like, oh, we like we woke him up too early. He's still a child, you know? So like, I guess that's their fucking.
He's gonna stick around in the MCU for a while, and that character is gonna develop.
I know. But
I think he's gonna be the comic relief for a long time. Honestly, it was just MODOK's CGI just looked straight out of Spy Kids, and I think had he looked more grotesque. I loved him with the mask on. He put the gold mask on. He was pretty freaking scary. The baby arms and legs, like, I don't know. It was actually pretty funny.
But it's just like, how would they do MODOK comic accurate without making him look like that, you know?
I guess so. There's some comics where like his skin's like really wrinkly, or I don't know, just make him look a little more grotesque. It just looked like you just grabbed his face, like an image of his face, and just like made it really wide. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like I made this in Photoshop.
It's just, I don't know if they could have done any better with it, is the thing. Like, I feel like they did as good as they could to like make it look like comic MODOK. but like, you know, doing it as practical as they could.
Well, the director said he was like, "Oh, I'll never apologize for not doing a more serious MODOK," or he said he's like not gonna apologize for his MODOK.
I don't think he has to.
I liked him with the mat. I guess that's when he's intimidating.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp has always been more of like a comedic series anyway.
Yeah, like I don't really expect to get like, you know, like Winter Soldier levels of quality out of Ant-Man movies. And again, this could be like, you know, just I had really poor or really low expectations for Ant-Man, like the first one. Like it's just as like a movie in the MCU, like I just had such a low expectation for Ant-Man. And I remember going into Ant-Man 1 like, this is probably not going to be very good.
I actually skipped it.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I've seen chunks of it.
It's good. It's definitely worth watching for sure.
Yeah, that was actually the first Marvel movie I didn't see in theaters. I was like, I think I'm all right.
Mm-hmm. Hit me with your C tier. What do you got?
C tier. Hulk, Ant-Man, Homecoming, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Black Widow, Wakanda Forever, Quantumania.
Damn, Wakanda Forever is a C tier. Oof.
I don't know. I just didn't get there. And again, I don't know. I just Shuri's not my favorite character.
No, definitely not.
And seeing her go, like I'm happy it doesn't end like this, but seeing her get like super violent made not my favorite character make some bad choices. I don't know. It just wasn't my favorite.
Yeah,
it wasn't a bad movie, but this is my tier list, so I get to pick.
Yeah, that's true. It is yours.
And then, Rob, give me your C.
C tier, Iron Man 3. I don't really like Iron Man 3. It's a great brain off summer popcorn movie.
Oh, I fucking hated Iron Man 3. Please continue.
Yeah, I mean, I did too. But it's a fun watch. Thor: The Dark World. Didn't like it.
You only in C. Wow.
Well, because I take out D, so I went straight to F. I don't think these are F movies.
Okay.
The first Thor.
Yep.
This is another one of those like necessary movies. Like it just kind of needed to be a movie. Not terrible. Didn't really like it. And I'm kind of on the fence about Thor. I put Thor: Love and Thunder at C tier. I'm kind of on the fence between that and like B tier. I didn't love it, but I also didn't hate it. I think it gets too much flack.
Okay.
So it's kind of like my C plus, my C.5.
Okay. Yeah, solid. I can understand that. You're scaling a little bit higher. That's fine.
Yeah, I expected to trend a little more up, a little more generous than you.
Right, let me give you the D. Captain, let me give me the D.
Give me the D.
Let me give you the D. Let me give you the D chronologically.
Give me the D.
Yeah, this looks like the D. Okay, Thor 1, Captain America 1. Thought they're just both boring.
Okay.
And MCU trying to find the footing. Iron Man 3. I walked out of this movie so angry, dude. I was so mad. This movie makes no sense to me.
They really did a number on my boy, the Mandarin. I'm still upset.
Yeah.
When we saw him in Shang-Chi, I was just like, fuck, don't remind me.
Dude, I was so happy they brought him back. Well, he's not the real villain. Yeah, I mean, they did do him dirty.
But where the fuck's the Mandarin?
Well, I guess the Mandarin's Shang-Chi's dad.
Is he, though?
I guess so.
I didn't feel
was
that way.
Supposed to be.
I don't know.
Anyway. If Tony Stark's got 50 suits on standby, there should have been zero conflict in this movie whatsoever. Whole movie, I don't know. I like seeing Tony Stark. I mean, I didn't like it, but I appreciate that the character is experiencing PTSD after fighting an alien army. That makes a lot of sense. The rest of it made no fucking sense. I hated it. And then when all the suits come out at the end, and Don Cheadle's like, let me get a suit on War Machine. And he was like, no. And then he flies off. Like, what the fuck was that? And then Pepper Potts gets superpowers.
I fucking hate Pepper Potts, bro.
There's no Pepper Potts fans.
Fucking hate her.
There's no Pepper Potts fans.
I think it's largely because I don't like Gwyneth Paltrow, and I hate how like unenthusiastic she is about like all this. Like I understand like actors take roles, to take roles like they know it's going to be a successful role, like fine, whatever. But like I don't know. She doesn't give a fuck about anybody in these movies, actors, people, story, legacy, none of it. She doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And I don't like her character. I don't like her. I don't
Her
know.
not remembering she was in Spider-Man Homecoming's hilarious.
You were in Spider-Man.
No.
Yeah.
I was in Avengers.
No, you
Avengers.
were in Spider-Man also.
So disrespectful.
Hilarious. I
dude.
love that interview. Thor: The Dark World. The first time I saw it and Loki like cuts off Thor's hand, he's like, now, and his hand comes back as if it was an illusion. In the theater, I was like, but like watching that movie back, it's so bad.
It's
And
bad.
when he fights the Dark Elf and they're like teleporting through like different cities, man, that was horrible. And that's like the prime example of like the MCU's power scale, like flip-flopping up and down from moment to moment. Like now Thor's at a 2, now he's at a 10, now he's at a 4, now he's at a 10.
Yeah, looking at you, fucking Winter Soldier and the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh.
I said I took TV out, but I wanted to leave that in there for a reason.
Yeah.
I put Falcon, Winter Soldier, and Black Widow. I put those at F tier.
F tier. Wow.
F tier. I
had
did not like Black Widow.
I
did not like it.
I thought Black Widow was kind of silly, but I did enjoy it. I thought
I kinda
Florence
mentally
Pugh and
checked
David
out.
Harbour were pretty entertaining.
It had good performances for sure. Like I liked their characters, but I think that movie's fucking
I
atrocious.
might put that in D tier. You know what? I'm gonna put that in D tier.
I think largely because of what they did to my boy Taskmaster.
Oh yeah, that was pretty pathetic too.
Yeah, it's just I thought it was. Not
And then
good.
that grimy old British guy who's got hot ladies all over the globe.
Yeah, and that's the last time we're getting Black Widow.
Yeah,
Aside from like maybe cameos and stuff in the future, like that was it. No more.
she kicked some ass in that movie.
Mm.
I don't know. Whatever. The whole pheromones thing made no sense. Well, I don't know. Whatever. Captain Marvel, bored to tears.
Really?
Bored to tears.
Okay.
Black Widow. This is my D tier. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Snooze Fest.
Really?
I like the music fight towards the end, and I loved Zombie Doctor Strange. I thought the rest of that movie was and like the Illuminati was cool.
Yeah.
But that got it's
Damn.
very short lived.
Okay.
Yeah, I really didn't.
Wow.
We all saw it together, and on the day I was like, "Don't be salty." I was like, "It was pretty good." And Alex and I were in the car. I was like, "I fucking hated that movie."
Wow.
Yeah, and
All
then I
right.
put Thor: Love and Thunder, which I think I need to see again. I kind of maybe I'll watch it at like 1.5 times speed.
I feel like I'm gonna leave my headcanon with Love and Thunder as the movie views the way it does is because it's being told from Korg's perspective.
Yeah, you know what? It might be C tier. I like Mighty Thor. Gore, Christian Bale gives
I
an
thought
amazing
Gore was
performance.
fucking sick.
It was a great performance. I fucking love Zeus. And the after credit scene's great with Brett Goldstein
as Hercules.
Yeah, like that was
Yeah.
awesome. I
just wish I wish we got like 30 more minutes of like just Gore like doing his thing.
Yeah.
Like maybe spending a little more time on like his origin, and then like definitely spend more time on him going down and like hunting all the gods and whatnot. Like I wish we had more Gore.
More Gore. Yeah. I liked his comic book design more.
Yeah. He's fucking terrifying in the comics, dude.
Yeah, and I don't know, he's just wearing like a white in the comics he's got white skin and like a black cloak. In the movie he's just like all white. I don't know. Great performance though.
Yeah. I mean, as to be expected, it's fucking Christian Bale, you know.
I also think he was overpowered. I
I
don't
mean, his name's Gore the God Busher. I feel like he needed to be, you know.
Yeah, but I just feel like I felt like he was too strong.
Well, you got to do that if you're butching gods, you know.
Yeah, but I feel like Thor's. I'm not articulating well enough. I feel like Thor's specialty is pure brute strength. Like this guy should not be able to go toe to toe with Thor in terms of physical prowess. Like he should be dangerous, and like of course, like Thor has to avoid the Necrosword at all costs.
Yeah.
I just felt like he was a little OP. But
Yeah, I
still
guess
a
it could have.
great
They could
villain.
have. I guess it could have made him more of like a formidable like fighter versus like being able to keep up with strength. Like they could have like played to that. Like you like make
Yeah,
him more agile versus like
more
being
agile.
like,
Maybe utilize some of his, I don't know, dark magic a little bit.
yeah, like make it look like he's actively avoiding getting like hit by Thor because like he knows he doesn't have like the strength, but you know, like he's got like the fight IQ and like the agility or like whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have like retuned the fight a little bit more, but
I mean, small gripe, because I'm
Yeah.
an action junkie. Have you seen the Gore the God Butcher hot toy?
no, I bet that's fucking sick.
It's dope. I think it got waitlisted pretty quickly. I'm
hell
surprised. Yeah, it's join the waitlist. Damn. I don't need this in my collection, but holy fuck, it looks good. Here, I'm posting it in Discord. Dude, it's got rolling eyeballs, and he's got like a little black drool coming out of his mouth. Looks dope. I'm interested to see how his daughter plays into the rest of the MCU. Is she gonna be like Thor's sidekick for a while?
I guess so.
He's gotta
Huh?
show up again, right?
Damn, he looks fucking cool. Ooh,
So cool.
separate rolling eyeballs.
Right? That's the big
Neat.
seller right there. Come for the gore, stay for the separate rolling
Stay for the eyeballs. He's got Voldemort mouth.
Oh, for sure.
In a good way.
There's something about villains drooling that just make them so much more sinister.
Yeah.
Dude, the next time
It's a
someone's trying to
really-
intimidate me, I'm just gonna start like
start
drooling all over
drooling.
the place. See how that goes.
It's a really good face sculpt too. I think that helps it a lot.
Yeah, looks a lot like Christian Bale.
Yeah.
So that's my D tier. I don't know. I'll come back and see what's up with Thor: Love and Thunder, and then of course,
What do you have in your
finally,
Eternals category?
I put Eternals.
Me too. I also have Eternals in the Eternals category.
Yeah, I honestly, until we started talking about it the other day, I forgot that was an MCU movie.
I'm sorry we brought it up.
Yeah.
What a not good movie.
Dude, I fell asleep. The only reason I woke up during that movie was because it was so loud.
It was shot beautifully.
I'm sure.
Like I think all of like they did pretty minimal like full blown CG sets. Like all of it was filmed like on location. Like the beach scenes, like the outdoor, like everything was all like on location. So like it was from like a cinematography standpoint was fantastic.
It was another one of those movies where it's got like the Power Rangers complex where it's like my thing is
Yeah.
spears, my thing is finger guns, my thing
I
is
run
swords.
really fast.
I've got shields. And
Yeah.
I'm super fast. Yeah. I was just like, oh, Jesus. I can't.
And then Buddy Guy with the Superman eye beams, that's all he used the whole movie, and they really even weren't all that effective. It's just like, oh,
Rob
man.
Stark, yeah.
It just felt like, oh, man. And it's a shame. I feel like Richard Madden's really cool. That's who that is, right?
Sure. Yeah, sure. So yeah, there it is, the MCU tier list from Guardians
Yeah.
3 to Eternals.
This did include TV, but we omitted that.
Yeah, it's too much. There's not enough time.
I
in
will
today's,
say-
feature program.
I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is S tier. Daredevil and Punisher A tier. Easy. What If, Loki, WandaVision, I feel like we're A tier as well.
I would go B, but okay.
For which one?
Um,
All of them?
I would put WandaVision lower than that.
Really?
Yeah, there's too much. What's going on? For like 5 episodes, it's too much.
2.5 episodes.
It was way too much.
Half, like the second
It
half
was
of episode
way,
3.
It was way longer than that, dude.
All
It was
right.
way more
Okay.
than that.
All right.
I
It
need to
definitely
finish
wasn't.
She-Hulk. Love the first 3 episodes of She-Hulk. I didn't watch the
She-Hulk
rest
was
of it though.
fun. I'd probably put that at like B tier.
We need to watch. I haven't seen I Am Groot or Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas.
Same. We should knock this out at some point.
I would love to watch those.
Oh, Hawkeye. I forgot about Hawkeye. I really like
I
Hawkeye.
really liked Hawkeye too.
I'd probably put Hawkeye like A, maybe B plus, B.5.
Yeah, I would go B.5. Yeah.
I really enjoyed Hawkeye a lot. And man, I fucking hope Jeremy Renner can bounce back and start doing more MCU stuff again.
I hope so too, man. I'm wishing him well.
Yeah.
Moon
he's
Knight,
killing it so far.
I thought Oscar Isaac kills it, but the rest of the show, I was just like, ugh, nah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like his performance really carried it to like B tier.
Yeah, but the kaiju fist fight at the end, like I can't excuse that stuff. It's too much, man.
Yeah, that's one I wouldn't argue. But I enjoyed watching it. I don't regret watching it, but I understand why you feel that way.
All right. You're a good friend. I appreciate you.
I got you.
So there it is, the Marvel tier list. So we're not going to be talking Marvel for a bit. There's no Marvel projects coming out for a little while, right? Oh,
we've got Spider-Verse comes out. I know that's not MCU, but we're gonna talk Spider-Verse.
And Loki airs in the summer, followed by I just read it today. Loki
was it
season
June or July?
2, I think it's July, and then all of the episodes of Echo come out on the same day. Which
they're just releasing the whole thing.
Ooh, yeah, that's a bad sign. But
we'll see.
We shall see.
Wait, what?
What?
Loki season 2 is October?
What? I thought I said summer.
This is 9 hours ago. Marvel fans eagerly anticipating Loki season 2 can rejoice as Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel, announced that the series will premiere on Disney Plus on October 6th. I also thought it was in the summer.
I guess.
Yeah, this was
October 6th, 9 hours ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I also thought it was the summer. All right. Only 6 episodes. Bummer.
Fuck us, I guess. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be cool. Something to watch.
I'm fucking hyped for Spider-Verse, dude.
Yeah. Oh, what a good movie.
We gotta watch masterpiece.
We gotta watch that in Discord soon.
I'm down.
We were talking about themes, but honestly, I feel like I would love to watch Air, the Michael Jordan movie. It's supposed to be pretty good. It's supposed to be pretty good. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck.
I just don't give 2 fucks about basketball.
Me neither, but it seems more about shoes and marketing than about.
Yeah.
Whatever. I want to watch. I want to watch
the
Super Mario Bros. Movie, and I think we should watch Into the Spider-Verse too.
I think we should too.
And then maybe go for some themes. I don't know. Just an idea. Throwing it out there. I do want to watch the Super Mario Bros. Movie because everyone says it was great. And it's only 90 minutes. Perfect.
It's on streaming services, so we can do that soon.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, why don't we put a pin in it here? And we'll come back to you next week.
Reconvene. Are we doing anime intros? Are we doing that next week?
It could be a fun tier list.
Could be a fun one.
I got some good anime intros.
I like the idea of tier lists because it gives us something to argue about. I like arguing.
Yeah. Okay. We'll argue next week. Maybe do some TikToks. I saved up some good TikToks, but we're out of time.
We're out of time.
Yeah.
My producer's knocking my door down saying,
"Wrap it I was up." Like, let's do an hour. Let's do an hour because the file size of me rendering this video is going to be like 79 gigs.
It's daunting.
Hour 39. Cool. I looked at this tier list. I was like, oh, we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we got to get you an external hard drive. That's what we got to get you.
It's the Mac, dude. The SSD is like soldered into the motherboard. I just can't. I edit everything on my Mac, and I cheaped out and I got the 256. Yeah, I know. But then it's I need a dongle. It's a whole thing.
A dongle.
You know a guy who can give me some good dongles.
I give you some dongles.
I'm looking for Donnie dongles.
I'm looking for dongles.
The guy was so casual too. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I was calling about some dongles.
Hey, I'm looking to buy some dongles. I got it on my soundboard. You want some dongles?
Please.
Where's dongles? Damn, how far back was it? Dongles. Capital D-O-N-G. Capital dong. Dongles. Oh wait. Do you hear this or no?
No, I don't hear it.
No, you don't. Okay, I gotta swap my input on.
Okay. All right. Stand by.
Here. Where are we at? Fucking voice mod. Boom. You hear?
Yeah, good. I can't complain. Hey, I need to see, or who do I need to talk to? I need to get some more dongles. We got some more cars.
I need to get some more dongles. I hope that comes This doesn't come through. Let me do.
At least he's polite.
He was nice about it.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? Time for business. I need dongles.
Hey, I don't need some dongles. Oh man, where's voice mod? Here we go. I got to switch it over in OBS so they can hear it.
Oh my god.
Good. Can't complain. Hey, I need to see, or who do I need to talk to? I need to get some more dongles. We got
Dongles.
We're definitely, dude. We're blowing this. We're blowing this way out of proportion.
Oh, it's so
my
funny.
God,
Like
it's
when it
so
happened
good.
in real time, I was like, you had to like smirk and like, it was so good.
So good. You got an O grade heavens for me?
I do have an O grade heavens
Oh,
for you.
lay it on me.
Let me. If I got a song,
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Voice mod.
Hello?
Nope, that was Ruby pitched way down. I did not like that.
Oh my god.
Do I have it? I don't think I have it.
Wow.
It's
All right,
somewhere.
I'll add it in post.
We'll add it in post.
Yeah, send me the file. All right, we'll take care. Sorry to disappoint.
There's so many sounds on the soundboard. You have no idea.
All right, we'll be back. Don't worry, friends. We started with the MCU, and now I think we're gonna be good on MCU, at least until another 2 months. Give us another 2 months. We won't talk any superheroes.
No more.
No more. But anime intro tier list next week. We'll play the intro. We'll fill it out. We'll fill the vibe. I'm calling it right now.
That'll be good.
Outlaw Star S tier.
I don't know if I've seen Outlaw Star.
Dude, wait until you hear this intro, dude. You're gonna love it.
So we're gonna have to discuss logistics, or we're gonna have to have a lot of these on hand that we can listen to.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
We'll have it all
It's gonna be
planned out. So stay tuned next week, friends. Keep it salty. I love you. Thank you for everything.
See you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
責めないで消さないで負けないで晴れたって持てるはず譲れないもの